Trickster treat, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today, we're talking about the archetype of the trickster, how we can see it in our society, how we can even identify it in ourselves. Because the trickster archetype, what it really shows us is when there is a part of the individual or a part of an entire culture that is out of alignment with truth. You can see this in what's driving Kanye West's behavior.
You on the same bullshit as the other people. So you're doing the same thing that the other, let's say media, because I'm not allowed to say, has done. So until somebody stands up,
which is what, man? I'm trying to call you out in your bullshit because I hope I'm somebody you can trust.
I don't fucking trust you.
Breaking news this morning. Adidas confirming it is ending its lucrative partnership with Kanye West.
Skechers says that rapper known as Ye arrived unannounced and without invitation at one of its corporate offices in LA.
The trickster is a boundary crosser. This is a very important and also very misunderstood role. It seems very mischievous, very wrong and bad and naughty. And really this comes from the social order. The social order has its purpose, but it also has its rigidity. And the rigidity over time becomes the very issue that the social order deals with. Such as crutches can help your leg, if it is broken, mend. But if you keep using the crutches after your leg is healed, those crutches actually become the problem. Your leg will start to atrophy because you're not using it enough. And this is the antithesis of growth. So the trickster, the boundary crosser, crosses that boundary intentionally because either he himself or she herself or society at large is ignoring something vital to its own growth because of the comfort of doing things the way that they've always been done. Order is very healthy. It's a very natural part of how societies develop. But that order, when it becomes too much, when it is used unintelligently and also very ignorantly, not with an open mind, then it suffocates all the beauty and all the miracles that can come from trying things, taking risks, taking chances, and stepping outside the bounds of our cultural norms and mores. That is the purpose of the trickster. The strong boundaries of a culture make life inside the boundaries feel normal when life outside the boundaries seem wild and unpredictable. When order resists change of any kind, you could say that that is the birth of tyranny, because it is usually when tyrants step up into power. Those tyrants that step up into power, they will make it seem like something very awful is going on in society. And we need strong laws, strong rules that punish those that step out of line to make an example of them. And this is often when tyranny doubles down, triples down, and does not back off. That's when you know that a tyrant has been born. And the very interesting thing about tyrants is simply by becoming a tyrant, they are creating the necessity, the vacuum by which can only give birth to the trickster. Their own downfall is scripted by their ascent into an archetype called the tyrant. And the trickster always comes, sometime as the villain, sometime it's the hero, but the trickster always appears.
Sorry about that time I turned you into a frog. It was a wonderful joke.
It was indeed hilarious.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
Your savior is here! Did you miss me?
At the end of the day, if the trickster appears in any of its various forms, that is because something about our social order has become so strangling, so restrictive, so absurd, that it is actually more absurd than the trick that the trickster is playing. That the trick is the balancing function of the trickster shows you that the trickster is actually the hero, the one that will stand up and say the quiet part out loud. In Greek myth, Prometheus crosses a cultural boundary by stealing fire from the gods and gives it to the mortals. That he takes fire from one realm and brings it into another is not a meaningless element to understand. All tricksters carry information from beyond the veil of culture. If you're embedded too deeply inside the cultural rules, the trickster will come alive inside you. That's right, the trickster isn't someone else, someone out there. The trickster coming alive in you is simply an aspect of yours and everybody else's psychological anatomy. The trickster is in there. It is embedded in the code of human consciousness. And when it comes out for a reason. Whether it's you, or it's Kanye, or it's somebody else, the trickster coming out crosses boundaries for a reason.